Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Cody with Out the Box, and today we're gonna be reacting to this conversation with DJ Vlad and Akademiks. They're gonna be talking about Kanye, but I wanted to tap in. If you like content like this, bro, please like the video, sub to the channel, and I'll see y'all. Get y'all opinions on this in and out of the video. Let's go.
That's the thing, though, and I've always said this. Unless you stop the person from creating content, you can't cancel the person. You're just going to strengthen the core fan base, and then all the haters are going to come in to listen to it as well.
Yeah.
That's why I be saying some people be uncancelable. It's because there's so many different platforms for them to get their idea off on. And like Kanye's the type of guy that can he's on Fox, he's on, all these different streamers. He's gonna be difficult to cancel, you know what I mean?
Unless you put the person in jail like R. Kelly, where he can't create anything else.
Type shit.
Or Tory Lanez, where you can, but it's very hard and you can't promote it and whatever else. Or the person has to die. Right? I don't want either one of them. Listen, regardless of what Kanye said, I don't want him to die. I don't want him to go to prison.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So, again, and I've explained this because even people have asked me, I've talked to some rappers and they're like, yo, bro, that shit was so crazy, don't do it again. And I'm like, no, we're gonna go get part 2. It's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, man.
And also, when I speak about Ye, I do, like, I don't really harp on some of the things I disagree with. I harp on the things I do, right? Because if I was to sit here and talk about all my disagreements with him,
Well, he'll stop talking to you. That's what'll happen.
No, I could make a cognizant, not disagree with him about a lot. I could say it right now. I'm like, I wouldn't wear none of that bullshit. But if those things affected me that much.
Okay, as a media, what do you guys think? Do you think media, so say, for example, somebody is marketing something that is deemed unacceptable. How do you feel about media interviewing with them or media capitalizing on the same situation? Leave that in the comments. Like, just what you think makes sense. Like, they need a platform.
I wouldn't deal with him or anything. Like, I kind of just like look past a lot of that shit, right? You as a Jewish man, would you know what was also crazy? And I don't know if the guy was Jewish though. When we walked out of that hotel, I think there was a Jewish guy right there. I don't know about religion like all that well, but like the guy was wearing something that I was like, is this guy Jewish? And I promise you, go back to watch my video. It was some guy, he was wearing some type of outfit that seemed religious, but it wasn't. You could probably pull it up right when we walk out the hotel room. It looked.
Emilio isn't just a.
Sorry about this, y'all. We got this weird ad. We're gonna keep going.
About paying your business bills. It's about owning the way you pay. When you own.
All right, guys. So, man, I'm looking at this Akademiks interview, and it's crazy to see Ak and Vlad collabing, but we'll get back to it.
There, and I was like, and I was looking back and forth like, what's gonna happen? And the dude was like, and Ye's so authentically himself. He says to them, oh, you guys got to see my outfit. And he just shows them, and I'm like watching. I'm like, I'm seeing if he's gonna code switch. Like, oh shit, don't look at my bag. He's just like, oh, look at this. And he's like trying to give it to them. I'm like, oh, this guy he's just one way.
Yeah.
Yo, he's just.
I interviewed Kanye around 2004, and he was the exact same way that he is now. I mean, he didn't have all the anti-Semitic stuff, but just the over-the-top, super ego, exact same thing. None of this really surprises me.
Do you dislike him because of some of the stuff he's said?
I think, listen, in the beginning it bothered me, right?
Interesting.
But as it went on further and further, I almost look at it as performance art / mental illness / trolling / whatever. Now.
Okay. I don't know if anybody in the Jewish community can speak on that too. Like, a lot of, what I see on social media, a lot of Jewish people are commenting saying they like some of the stuff. And it's just crazy. In the comments, please tell me like what y'all think. Truly, how do y'all feel about it? Because it can be quite divisive, but if you key in on what he's talking about. It's not over the top serious.
Is Kanye actively trying to kill Jewish people? No. It's just words, right? It's just words.
However,
I've learned over time that I can't be as triggered over words as I get older, because most times it's just like I'm overreacting. You know, recently I apologized for the Farrakhan misquote. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And by
it
the
was
way,
5 years later, but it was something I've been wanting to do for a while, because I realized it's just words, man. I'm causing all this conflict, and all these people are mad and so forth. And it's like, it's just words. Like, yo, if I made a mistake, I made a mistake. And let me not take everyone's words so literally and make me throw away the entire person because they said one or two things, when these people actually have accomplishments in other regards. Kanye obviously has a lot of accomplishments in other regards. Farrakhan had a lot of accomplishments in other regards. So because they said a few things that I don't like,
Very mature
suddenly
Vlad, you know what I'm saying?
against
Very,
them?
very
Nah,
mature.
nah, I don't.
That's a very mature Vlad. A lot of people won't have the stance. People are so biased and have to stand on some shit, but that's very mature.
I don't try to think that way anymore.
hey, I will say though, and like to some degree, not all the way. I understand why the ADL or maybe some entities they're always big with.
But that's their job, though.
No,
That
wait.
is all they do. The ADL are there to have problems with people saying certain words. That's their entire business.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What I'm trying to say is that I ain't even gonna lie to you. Kanye's kind of started normalizing some of this type of rhetoric now. Like, you know, one of my favorite songs right now is World War III, and he up in there saying all type of shit. I just try to censor myself when I'm singing it. But when someone that popular has that rhetoric and it keeps going, after a while, hearing the word or hearing a phrase shouting out Hitler, you kind of be like, well, maybe that nigga wasn't all that crazy. Not saying I think that, but it does normalize certain things that used to be. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, before Ye, when I like, let's say go back.
And guys, sorry, I'm not crazily talking. I'm watching with y'all. But yeah, just comment the shit, your thoughts and ideas, because to me it's an interesting conversation to have.
To school. When I heard about it and learned about everything with Germany and Nazi Germany, I was like, wow, these people are the devil, right? After all this Kanye stuff, it's almost like, all right, maybe they were bad, but you get what I'm saying? And that's what normalization does,
Yeah,
right?
I get it. But if a white guy started saying, listen, the slave masters are not as bad as people make them out to be.
Right.
Look at like, okay, but look at all the homeless problem now. The slaves didn't have a homeless problem. They start saying outrageous shit that doesn't really make sense, but they're kind of trying to normalize it. So people are like, maybe that's a good point.
And I agree with you. That's why I'm asking your personal opinion, because even though you say it's just words, Ye is normalizing certain type of things, and that normalization gets other people to think about things in a way to say, instead of saying, like the story on face value is, this shit was crazy, these people were evil. And these people, there was a genocide that happened to these people.
Yeah.
Now when people hear it and keep hearing this rhetoric, they're like, maybe there's more to the story.
Well, it's also happening at a time that the Israel-Palestine
Okay,
situation is happening. So this is sort of reinforcing some people's thoughts about how they feel about that particular war. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot to it. But I mean, listen, in a way, I was talking to someone about this, someone pretty famous who, I don't want to put their name out, because these are personal conversations, but she was like, he's kind of been doing a PR campaign for Jews for like 2 years. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of has. Because people don't really talk about Jews that much. And suddenly he's putting it.
It's not.
Nah, but it's like, I think that most sane people are looking at this going like, this is ridiculous. There's nothing cool about Nazis. There's nothing cool about Hitler. Germany's not trying to prop up this shit. You know what I'm saying? And, but at the end of the day, it's like, look, I was just on Pierce Morgan. And
If you listen to Kanye West, or Ye, if you listen to him over the last 2 years, you'll go in with a blind bias and say, man, I can't fuck with somebody who is of that ethnicity or religion. I'm telling you, like,
because he keeps pushing that narrative?
That's the prevalent narrative that is there. And I'm not saying it will ever be as extreme where someone might be like, oh, you want to do harm to them, and obviously it should never be that, or even any of this, but still, it starts to make someone who's a regular person almost develop these biases because you're hearing an artist who you listen to his music, and subliminally these messages are going to seep into your brain.
There's nothing good about it.
And the message might just be like, these type of niggas gonna take advantage of you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's nothing good about it, but, you know,
if Ye was around you and he was talking like that, would you step to him and say, man, could you please stop talking about my
I would have a
music?
conversation with him about it.
Okay.
I would address what he's saying.
And if he says, man, shut the fuck up, I'm gonna keep talking about these Jewish people.
And I'll tell him to shut the fuck up, and you're gonna hear what the fuck I got to say.
I'll see you, Vlad. Big, stick your chest out, buddy. Stick it out. Stick it. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, man. Yeah, I think that, Kanye he's an interesting, person. He's going, I would say, far with his particular thing. And I just like having different people's opinions and thought process. Vlad, with that being that something that he identifies with, it's interesting to see what he thinks about these things, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, man. Like the video, sub to the channel, man. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll come up with some new crazy stuff. I'll see y'all.